Should you quit? Oh, that's a big answer, right? Should you quit? Now, one, do not believe in quitting because I think when you actually quit, that is the definition of failure. And this is a whole different story. One of my clients gave me a call and says, "Hey, would you talk to my wife? She's currently in coaching and she's feeling a little bit frustrated." And I said, "Absolutely." I knew his wife. I've been coaching him for a couple years. I would love to have a conversation with her to see what's going on. And so she came to the call. And so I just started with a series of questions like, tell me about what's going on. And so she went on and on. I've had a coach now for about 8 months. My business has never been further down than what it was. I am not being held accountable. I feel like I'm doing things that I really wouldn't want to do. I just, Kimberly, I'm frustrated. And I understood. I felt her frustration. So I immediately went into a little bit of clarity. Like I wanted to understand more. Tell me about the calls. Tell me about what you're doing. Tell me about what you're not doing. Tell me what your DNA is, because that's always a big piece. Every person in a relationship, it doesn't matter if it's business, coaching, personal, you have DNA in your results, in your actions, in your accountability, period. And I said, so tell me a little bit about that. She goes, well, here are a couple of things that are happening. No, I don't always do everything I'm supposed to be done, and nobody ever does. So I understood that. She goes, and if I say I really want to be held accountable to this, the coach themselves, after a couple calls, completely just stops asking about it. Or right after the call, doesn't even ask about it. The coach also was not remembering little details like her husband, and he was the owner of the company, and something that was really big in her world that shaped who she was not remembering those things. And those are big triggers for me, especially as a coach and as a consultant and as a speaker, is people want to feel seen and they want to feel heard. People don't care what you say until they know that you care. And what she was saying without saying is, I don't even feel like she cares about me. I don't feel like the coach cares about me. And do I think that's true? I don't think that that's absolutely true, but perception is reality. And that's how she felt. And I said, okay, tell me about your results. Well, I say, this is where I want to spend my time in business, my time and energy on to produce more leads and more production. And she's pushing me another direction. Now, here's what I find about humans. I can't make anybody do anything. I can't even make my kids do something. And I say to business people all the time, stop telling me what you won't do. Tell me what you will do. And when you tell me what you will do, we can put our time and our energy into that. We don't need to put time and energy into something that you're not going to be happy doing. You're going to dread doing it. You're probably going to procrastinate at a high level of doing. Tell me what excites you, what gives you energy. And what she loves to do is she loves charity and she loves to give back to the community and she loves her clients and she's just got a big heart. At the same time, she can get very distracted. So if she goes into something she doesn't like to do, she's immediately going to have a high level of anxiety to it, and not want to do it. So in the conversation that we had, I asked her, what kind of coaching style do you most feel connected to? And so she started to talk about the different things that she felt connected to. She goes, I want someone to understand who I am. I want them to have the ability to hold me accountable. I'm not afraid of the tough conversations. But I also want to feel like I'm a human in there. I don't want to feel like they can get something from me. I want them to be there for me. And that was another piece that she was finding, is that the coach was sometimes asking something from them. And here's what I know about people. We all want to be the hero of our own story. We don't want to find somebody else and let them be the hero. And so in this conversation, we were able to dial it in. I sent her back to her coach to have these conversations. And if the coach was unwilling to make the changes, then she needed to find a different coach, and I was happy to help her with that. So I want to tell you, quitting is not the option. Just because someone may not be a good fit for you in the coaching style doesn't mean they're not the right fit for you. They're that you don't have any coach out there. You get to find your coach. You get to find it. I've had so many coaches, and some were a great fit, and some were not. Some were a great fit for a long time, and then we grew out of our coaching relationships. So if you ever have any questions about that, feel free to DM me or to respond below. I'm happy to help you with any of those things.